A fox fell into a well and found that she could not get out again. After she'd been in the well for a long time, a thirsty goat came by. The goat thought the fox had gone to get a drink in the well, so he asked if the water was good.
Is the water good? Oh, it's the finest in the land. In fact, there's plenty of enough for both you and me. Jump in.
So the goat jumped into the well. The thirsty goat immediately jumped in and began to drink. The fox just as quickly jumped on the goat's back, whoa, and leaped out of the well. The foolish goat now saw what a plight he had gotten into and begged the fox for help. But the fox was already on his way to the woods.
Fiddlesticks, shouldn't listen to my grandpa. He always said, be careful with the fox, they're always shifty.
Later, the fox was following her sharp nose through the woods in search of a bite to eat. When she saw a crow on the limb of a tree overhead, she stopped because the lucky crow held a bit of cheese in her beak.
Why, I don't have to look further.
She saw her breakfast. Up she trotted to the foot of the tree in which the crow was sitting, and looking up admiringly, she cried,
Hello, beautiful creature.
The crow cocked her head to one side and watched the fox suspiciously. But she kept her beak tightly closed on the cheese and did not return her greeting.
Why, what a beautiful bird. I mean, just look at those feathers. Oh, and look at your wings. Oh, they are so beautiful. Why, I bet a lovely bird as you has such a beautiful voice. Why, might you sing just one song? And then, once I hear your beautiful voice, I will hail you queen of the birds.
Listening to these flattering words, the crow forgot all her suspicion and also her breakfast. She wanted very much to be called the queen of the birds, so she opened her beak wide to utter her loudest call. Ah! And just like that, the fox had the crow's breakfast.
Thank you,
said the fox as she walked off with the crow's cheese in her mouth.
Proverbs 1:10. My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in. Wisdom says, be careful whom you follow.
Welcome to Staycation, day 1. I hope you enjoyed that story. I really find that interesting. That fox, how tricky he was. He just was able to trick that crow into dropping the cheese, remember? Just by saying things and just bragging on that crow, and the crow just believed it and just opened his mouth to sing. And we all know a crow doesn't sing very well. Oh my goodness, that poor crow was so tricked. He just was listening to and believing things he shouldn't even have been believing. And he lost his cheese. And then the goat, oh my goodness, wasn't that kind of funny? He just jumped right in that hole, but it wasn't so funny when he needed to get out. And the fox just used him to get out of that hole. That goat just was listening to that fox. He wasn't even thinking about, who is this fox? Why should I follow him? You know, that reminds me of one of the Proverbs of King Solomon. This one is found in Proverbs 1, verse 10. I'm going to read it from the Bible, and you can follow along on this paper. Dear friend, if bad companions tempt you, don't go along with them. If they say, let's go and make some trouble, don't give them a second look. Don't listen to them for a minute. They're racing to a very bad end. What does Solomon mean by that? If bad companions tempt you, don't go along with them. What he's saying is, be careful who you follow. Be careful who you follow. Just like that crow and that goat, they got tricked so fast by that fox. That fox wasn't interested in being their friend, was he? No. He wanted their cheese, and he wanted a way to escape, and left the goat in the hole and didn't even go back and help it. Be careful who you follow. You want to follow people that do good things, that do right things. You want to have friends that help you be a better person, and let you go first sometimes, and just play nicely and get along and have a good time. Be careful who you follow. Don't follow people that are rushing to something bad. You want to do right. Remember the wisdom of Solomon.
Happy Monday. Welcome to the first day of Staycation Bible School. You guys have a backpack with you. Daisy's with me. She's going to show us how to do the craft on day 1 of Staycation Bible School. Now on this bag it says Monday. Okay, it looks like this, M-O-N-D-A-Y, Monday, and it has green paper in it. So she's going to pull out that green lesson, and she's going to show us how to do today's craft. Now today's craft, we're going to talk about being wise, and we want to be chained to wisdom. We don't want to be chained to foolish decisions and to a bad leader. We want to be chained to God's wisdom. So in this bag, she's pulled out her Monday bag, and then she's also pulling out the additional supplies. And out of that additional supply bag, you need to get your Sharpie, your black one, and then you also need your glue. So she's going to get her glue out and her black Sharpie. And in her craft bag, she's going to pull out these strips of paper, okay? Because what we're going to do today is we're going to make a paper chain. We're going to talk about being chained to wisdom, not being chained to foolishness. And what she's going to do is she's going to write on these pieces of paper things like, be watchful, or ask for help, or be strong, or make good choices, or be wise, or obey your parents, or do what is right. Okay, she's going to write words of wisdom. Be careful who you follow. She wrote on there, be kind. Okay, and now she's going to make a paper chain. All right, now she's already done this ahead of time, so we don't have a 20-minute video showing you how to make a paper chain. But if you see how she got out a piece of paper, and she's putting glue on just one end of that paper, and she's going to just connect it together. Okay, and that one's got some words on it. Now she's going to get another strip of paper, and she's going to put glue at just one end of that. She's being very careful. She's going to chain it to the other piece of paper. She's going to connect it to the other one, loop it around, okay, and she's just going to connect that glued end to another. And now she's going to get another piece of paper, and she actually has already pre-done a chain. Okay, she already wrote on the strips, and she's already pre-done it. So she's got all these strips of paper, and she's got her last one here. She's going to glue it, and she's going to connect this one to the other chains, to the end of her chain. Okay, so she's going to loop it on there. She's going to loop it through the end here. Okay, and she's going to connect it together. Yep, that's fine. And glue it together. Yep, and she's got this paper chain necklace, and she's going to put this on. And when you do this, I want you to think about being chained to wisdom. We're being careful whom we follow. We're following the Word of God. We're obeying our parents. We're being wise. We're being kind, and that's what we want. We want to be bound to wisdom, right? Thank you, Daisy. Good job. Enjoyed the very first day of Staycation Bible School so far. You got to see an Oscar-worthy Aesops Fable lesson this morning, acted out by the Durhams. And then you got to hear from Miss Kathy on our Bible lesson about Proverbs 1. Dear friend, if bad companions tempt you, don't go along with them. If they say, let's go out and make some trouble, oh, friend, don't give them a second look. Don't even listen to them for a minute. They are racing to a very bad end. We want to do what's right in God's eyes, don't we? We don't want to rush into doing wrong things. We have to be mindful. So if you have a friend who says, hey, let's watch that movie, and you're like, you know your parents don't want you to watch that movie, but you also don't want to look weird, or I don't know, any adjective there. You don't want to look like a weirdo, and you want to watch it because you kind of want to see it because you've seen previews. Don't do it. Don't do it. Obey what your parents want you to do. Or maybe you have friends that use words that you're not supposed to use, and your friends just constantly use those words. Do you just start saying those words because they do? No, don't do it. Be mindful. It's important. God gives you a conscience. He gives you a still small voice. And even before you're a believer, you have a conscience. So you may not have a relationship with the Lord yet where you are a follower of Christ. Maybe you grew up in church and you know all about God. You have a conscience that tells you right from wrong. And then after you become a believer, you have the Holy Spirit who dwells inside you, who counsels you, right? So listen to that small voice in your brain that's saying, not a good idea, not a smart move. Be listening. That's wisdom. God gives you that for a reason. So be listening to that. All right, so I'm going to run through the rest of our lesson today from Monday. These are the green sheets from my Monday bag. And today for our snack, we included a cheese stick and some pretzel twists. And the reason we included those is because, do you remember how the crow had that piece of cheese in his mouth? And when the fox came along and said, "Oh, I bet you have a beautiful voice," she dropped it out of her mouth, or he did. I want you to think about that. Be careful whom you follow. And then pretzel twist. Have you ever heard that phrase? Oh, he's got himself in a bind. That means the decisions that somebody made put somebody in a bad position, in a twist. Don't work yourself up into a twist. Don't be like that. So that's why we included those two snacks. Don't twist yourself up with your actions. That crow did, right? And that goat did, because they were not being careful about who they followed and listened to. So that's snack time today. For a game, play Mother May I. What an opportunity to practice listening and being careful whom you follow, right? So if you don't know how to play Mother May I, one person is the mother and gives instructions, and then the other players line up in a line, and the mother says, oh, the goal is to get to the first one to get to the mother, okay, the leader. And it can be a boy. That's just the boss, okay? It can be Father May I guess, if it's a boy who's leading. Father May I. So anyway, everybody lines up, and then the goal is to be the first one who gets to be the mother, or the father, I guess. And you can only move forward by following their directions and asking, "Mother May I?" So, for example, the mother may say, "Take 5 steps forward, Eli." And Eli has to first say, "Mother May I?" What happens if you don't say, "Mother May I"? You can't move forward. And if you move, you have to go all the way back to the start. And so the mother will say things like, "Take 2 big jumps, Caroline." And Caroline would say, "Mother May I?" or "Father May I?" And so that's how you play that game. And I want you to play this because I want you to think before you act. Be careful who you follow, right? And then I didn't include anything in your Monday bag for our extra experiment. The rest of the days there is something in your bag to help you do your extra experiment. But today I want you to try to make a trap for that fox. Just like that fox tricked the goat and the crow, I want you to trap that fox so that he can't trick anybody else. So try to make a trap out of recycling at your house. Maybe you have toilet paper tubes, or you have egg cartons, or you have cardboard or paper or cereal boxes or that kind of thing. See if you can make a trap for that pesky fox. And I'd love to see pictures. So all week, families, send in pictures or short videos of your kiddos doing these activities. I'd love to be able to include every single participant in our slideshow for Friday. I'm going to miss getting to see every one of you guys. So send in those pictures. My phone number is on this screen page, my email address, or you can submit it to our Children's Ministry Deep page. It's a closed page, so those pictures are not going to go anywhere. Anyway, I hope you had a great Monday, and I look forward to seeing your pictures. See ya.